Hello, guys, and welcome to another great edition of Horses and Biscuits. I'm Alex Whiteley, the Biscuit Guy, and with me is the Rocking Horse crew. Starting off with the gaffer, we have Gareth Thomas. How are you, Gareth? You good?
I'm not bad. Yourself? I missed you last weekend, but I'm glad that we've managed to catch up now.
Yeah, I know. Things are changing, and they're going to change, but we'll explain in a short second. And we also have Orla Jones with us. Orla, it wouldn't be a show without you, would it, mate? How are you?
No, it really would. I'm good, thank you, Al.
Okay, so yeah, I wasn't about last weekend. I've been so busy, and the consequences of me being so busy, and a TV pilot that's now going to be made professionally with as much love and care and attention as Rocking Horse can muster, means that we don't have as much time on our hands anymore between us. So we're going to go monthly. The show's going to go from every 2 weeks to monthly. So that's the change that's going to go from today. So Gareth's calling at the end of the season. But we're just going to go monthly, I think. Yeah, it just makes sense, doesn't it?
Ruined my thing, but yeah, I'm a quick drama house. I'm a script writer. I meant to create drama and tension and
Bit of laughter there for you. I meant to press the suspense music, the tension, but I went for the wrong button. But it worked.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys were busy last weekend, obviously, with the auditions for a new Karen, and today we are going to reveal who the new Karen is as an exclusive, but you're going to have to wait. Before we get into going to the auditions, let's talk about our favorite parts of the show, because we've been doing this for a while now. Things go monthly. Yeah. We'll change the focus of things. So let's talk about our favorite moments of the show, and I think we've got to start off with you, Gareth. I mean, obviously, we started this thing together, me and you.
We did. Baby Al, our baby.
Our baby.
Very bold baby, baby all the same.
Have you got any favorite moments of the show? Anything that when you think of Horses and Biscuits, your mind automatically goes to?
There's probably three moments. The very first one, when we were introducing a big part of Henry House today, we introduced an even bigger part back then, although we didn't know it at the time that it was going to become a bigger part. Our first ever episode, if you watch it back, I did watch it back the other week, and it's weird. 6 months is like a long time, but like I don't know if it's just the confidence of becoming the lead and everything else, but all looks so different. Like everything, like you were confident then. We were halfway through filming a promo a week after casting you. It was proper deep end. But like you just like then you look so like little and shy, and now you're like confident and shutting me up.
Well, I mean, I'm nearly finished uni now. Like,
yeah,
big world. Like,
big world. Executive producer Orla Jones now. Come a long way in 6 months. So there's that. That's definitely a highlight. I would then say I think the preview in Izzy versus Jess meant a lot because we hadn't made it yet. We just announced we're going to make it, and all of the support is all right. Being supportive now we've made it. Anyone can support that. Well done. But those who like Al in particular, you put your neck on the line. Everyone did this accidental feature film to shoot in 4 days. What were we thinking? But then we came out the other side and we did it. So there's that one. But probably the one out of all of them which stands out is probably the in memory one we did. To John Chalice and Karen, and ultimately the main focus obviously being Jack Morris. And for me, I think that just showed how much of a family we are. Everyone pulled together. Is not, like Orla wasn't on the show, but she was in the comments, because everyone was affected by a guy that a lot of people never even met. And I think that one showed, and you handled that one, I think, Al, incredibly well and professionally and maturely, because that was a difficult subject matter. We're not here having a laugh about care home now. No. And I think you nailed it really, really well. So yeah, that one's probably my pick.
Oh, but yeah, it was a nice feeling to come together as a community, and this is something I've been saying. This started off with Reduced to Clear Biscuits. Shane Hinton, my partner at the Biscuit, he started off this thing with Luke Allen, who's watching now. Hi, Luke. He says hi, everyone. And we also have Abby. Hi. And Jane, my friend Jane. She says hello, everybody. Happy bank holiday weekend.
Oh, I'm working tomorrow, so it's not much of a happy bank holiday, Jane. Thanks.
Me too. I got work tonight. So you guys enjoy the bank holiday.
Woo!
But yeah, starting this thing with Luke and Alex Yusefi and then evolving into this, you could see this community growing, and that is the most important thing, right? Because it's a community that's giving people license to go out there and improve, become actors, learn parts on a set, on a working set, and get to meet me, of course. That's the most important part of it. The Biscuit guy.
It's definitely up there.
Now, one of my it's not one of my favorite sounding episodes because in actual fact, it took me a lot of editing and hands-on work to make it sound great. But we did the improv episode, and we were just talking about this before we came on air. I love improv. Improv is one of my favorite things. People think it's goofy, but I think it's a really good skill.
No, and I love it.
I got a snippet of it, of me and Orla absolutely going at each other because of a tractor crash or something, and it was one of the most amazing bits of audio ever.
It was hilarious.
Screaming at each other. Yeah, so that's one of my favorite points. What about you, Orla?
Yeah, I think the tractor argument is definitely up there because that was just, I don't know where that even came from. And then I have to say, I actually loved all the ones we've done after audition weekends. So like just kind of the buzz of, oh my goodness, and then we've got another person. Like today, and then obviously with Dean, and then when we introduced Gavin, just adding all those, and then getting to see the promo videos come out and stuff, like, and then I guess I'm gonna have to say one of the best ones was the very, very first one, because I always forget that was my first one as well. But I think that's just because like we were in the middle of shooting my first work in front of like a camera. So yeah, it's not something I'm gonna forget in a rush.
And to think you made a feature film.
Yeah, well, there's that as well.
But yeah, I remember that day because do you remember we were one of us all in separate rooms, and so we had Orla right in the bottom of the building where we were shooting this first time on camera ever.
Yeah, I was so nervous.
I didn't give it a script. I think on like the Thursday, we cast her on like the weekend, and then on the Thursday, I think I'm on a train. I was like, Orla, should we do like a promo at the weekend? Like, and I think it was she's probably at that point was like, well, I want to look keen, so I better say yes. I'm probably better. So she turns up, and we're shooting this promo, and halfway through, obviously, we've got this live podcast that's coming up, which was new for all of us.
Scary host as well.
Well, say that, but and then where Orla is, she can't get no signal. So in the end, do you remember we had to like practically break into a room of this building? Apologies, anyone from Open Spaces listening. We didn't really break in anywhere; the door was open, but we had to like find a place where we could.
Sorry, we needed that.
Waiting to do that, but we had to find someone we could both actually get working internet and then go for it. And
it worked out all good though.
And I remember on that one, Al was saying a lot of stuff like, "This is the start of something. It's really exciting," and it's nice looking back that a lot of the things that we said we were going to do, we've actually done them.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of my favorite moments from this, what we do, is actually away from the show, the Q&As at the premieres, and
wait,
all these.
I've just remembered a top the day you came to set.
Oh, yeah,
that has to be like I'm sure you put in so much work editing, but that was so much fun that day.
Yeah.
I nearly gave Nasser a brain hemorrhage with that bell. She was because I kept going to press it, and she was like, "No, don't you dare!" No, it was really good. I really enjoyed meeting everybody and watching everybody work. Yeah. What I got about that is how quickly how easily, or especially when you're getting like the lines wrong over and over again, and you're trying to move it and you're trying to get it right, but how quickly you can switch from being I watched that the other night, and then professional lines, like so good at switching it on. And I'm like, wow, that's really
awesome. I wasn't too sure if I was like but I'm getting better at that, because obviously I get nervous after the fact. So like when I'm doing shows and stuff, like I find it really easy to like I'll chill in my dressing room. I used to talk an awful lot before a show, but my singing teacher, like, she's set me on a path. So now I am like just a calm entity, and then afterwards, when everything's done, I get nervous. So being like stop-start, I feel is like kind of good for me.
Good.
It's like
Good.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, I have to say, Orla is one of the best. Like she's the queen of the banter, you know, sort of in between takes and all that. But then when it's time to go, she's really, really good at switching on. So yeah, we need everyone in our crew, hint, to get better at that. Watch that example. Get things done a lot. Yeah.
I'm the opposite actually, because I think on that day on the set I was actually quite nervous. I was quite quiet, and I think that's probably where you guys got to meet the real away from Mike Alex, because I was kind of like, hey guys, how's it going? Yeah. I'm just gonna hide in the corner here and record. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you sure? Mr. Alex. Whereas if I'm trying to be like, all right, I'm here now. Sit down. Shut up.
In fairness, Al, you do yourself a disservice, because one of the most pivotal moments in Izzy versus Jess, which we haven't really got footage of this moment other than the actual film. But when Orla and Dean are looking up all scared at those numbers, you are behind one of those boards, keeping it up. You know, you're a massive part of that whole stunt. You know,
I'm a board member.
Oh, that was bad.
I was going to go with you were literally behind the scenes, but okay, either or.
Okay, I know we're running short on, well, not short on time, but we've got to keep moving. But one of my favorite moments as well, you guys won't know this if you don't listen to my radio show, but Gareth and Luke actually took over my radio show a couple of weeks ago. I was doing I host Naughty Talk on Splash Damage Radio every week. That's not a cheesy plug. It's just a way to. That was drawn by Luke Crump, who's a very famous doodle artist. He's fantastic. You guys Google Luke Crump. He's fantastic. Anyway, so everything they said I had to say and do. So they were messaging me whilst they were listening to the show, and they were like, "Oh, talk about how amazing Cats was, and how it's an Oscar-worthy movie." And I think I compared who was it? Gosh, I can't remember. Wolf Mother. They had me comparing Wolf Mother to One Direction. I was like, oh yeah, that was great from Wolf Mother, but they're no One Direction, are they? You know, it's fantastic.
Didn't I get you to work in 153.28 into an actual sentence, like out of context?
Yeah, you did. And who was I talking about as well? I compared someone to a common denominator. It was just nuts. And the gaffer as well at Splash Damage Radio got in touch with me the next day. I was like, that was fantastic. He was very impressed with that. So
good.
You're welcome.
Anytime. What we'll do is we're gonna move into talking about the auditions now of the week from the weekend, but we'll get into some of the comments. So we have Luke Allen. He says the fact that we had a major cast announcement earlier this week, and that isn't the main HH announcement this week. Henry House, that is. And Abby says, don't forget about realizing how much of a pain Gareth is. Yep, absolutely. We all feel that. All of us.
For me, it's not true, that is it? It's not true.
No comment.
Oh.
Sorry.
I am loving these tracks. I am loving this.
I had to make sure I turn them down, because the last time I did it on a live podcast, everyone was like, ah! I turned up too quick. Jane's in the chat comments, she knows me very well. She says, Alex, quiet. Well, she knows me though. That's different. Like, you know. Abby says, and in between takes singing random songs.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I wish it was me, but it wasn't. It was Orla. The voice of it. You filmed her doing it.
I do that a lot.
It's in the vlog, isn't it? I think it's in the vlog.
Yeah, it is. I know, because she was singing this beautiful song, and Gareth was like, Where's Alex? And I came in, I was like, oh. And I went on camera, I got like the last 5 minutes.
I wasn't even like properly singing. I was just having a wee sing song, you know?
Al, just so, and everyone in the comments you were, Orla says that every time I catch her singing. She's like, Will, it's not like, you know, like I'm properly doing it yet. And it's just like,
I'm not though.
But it's great for me, because as Orla knows, we've got plans long term for you know, there are some potential singing opportunities within Henry House, isn't there? And every time I hear that voice, I'm like, yes, this is exciting. So but I think she likes to hold, you know, she's like trying to make sure she doesn't give me too much of a voice too soon. She's making me work for it. Like, Gareth, give me a couple of seasons first, and then maybe we'll see. But, everything so far has been yes, you've got the voice of an angel, to be fair to her. So well done.
Zoe Richards as well. She says she's waving. She says hi. She's watching. And Julie Breakwell. Julie Breakwell's watching, said good afternoon.
Hi, Julie.
And Bob says, I can't seem to comment here, only reply. So hello all. Well,
Hello,
did
Bob.
Oh, Bob, I know Al's going to come on to some pictures.
On the weekend of auditions, Bob, without Bob.
Yeah, I mean,
he's just...
For reference, guys, this is our new photographer, and now I've seen him. It's only when you get something like that you realize how valuable it is. And we've had decent photographers in the past. They haven't all been, sort of top drawer, but Bob is better than any of them. But what I will say is
amazing.
Some of the moments, like when I've got Orla and Dean to do some Izzy and Ali just banter, just mucking about stuff. As good as their performances are, it makes you realize if you don't take the photos, it's just a wasted moment. There's no recollection of it unless it's actually in a scene. So having a photographer who's got the skills that he's got is making everything so much more valuable. So thank you, Bob, and long may it continue.
And Zoe Carter says, Bob Mackin, amazing pictures. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Bob. And Zoe also says, Betty and Zoe are tuning in. And one last one from Abby says, we have a whole audio track somewhere of her singing something about you, Orla. We're going to have Izzy, the mixtape.
Stop it.
We'll get Orla on that soundtrack eventually. There's plans for that. No worries about that one.
Right. Auditions. We're finally getting to the auditions. You had a large group of ladies all audition for the same part. How many people were maimed? How many people were injured? And how did you break up the fights?
Well, Orla, do you want to start?
No, it was a mental weekend. We had 12 women in total come and see us, all completely different. In every way imaginable, but none of them awful. They all brought something different, and I guess the reason it was such a difficult weekend is because none of us had an idea of what we wanted Karen to be like. Especially me. All I had in my head was she has to feel like a mum. That was the only thing I was going off, and I was like, that's a very wide range of people who could fit into that bracket. So yeah, the conversations were long drawn into Sunday, weren't they? But obviously again it was difficult, because we had to split it over the 2 days as well, so we had to kind of take really detailed notes whilst also paying attention, and which was a new skill that we had to take into account as well. And we filmed everything, so we watched a few things back and things just to make sure that everyone was on the same page when it came to decision time. It was hard work, and I felt nervous on our side, never mind knowing how the women must have felt like.
Yeah, I can imagine it being quite difficult. Yeah,
it was. I mean, it's all I mentioned about the nerves side of it. I'm not someone who gets nervous very easily, but I think there's this daunting. You get there and you suddenly realize if we get this decision wrong, this whole show falls apart, because Karen's not the lead anymore. But without Karen, she's the glue that sticks it all together. She's so essential to everything. And if she's not believable and she's not capable of pulling off what we can only really refer to as scene 5, we can't go into the details of what happens in said scene 5, but it's a very, very pivotal moment in the whole series, years down the line, between Orla's Izzy and our Karen. And that's really the pinnacle. But it's not just that, because they've also got to be able to hit it off with our Dean, with our Alid, with our Wesley, with our Jazz, with our Jess. And so it would be so difficult for someone to hit every mark, and then someone did.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did. Are we going to reveal who our new Karen is after all this deliberation?
Oh,
and all
I'm
this
so
time?
excited.
You've got a little video for us, haven't you, Al?
Yes. So here, for the first time, you're all going to find out who our new Karen is, and I am very delighted to reveal with a video, Karen, actress, introducing herself. Here we go. Look at this, guys.
Hello. So, who's the girl behind mask? Let's have a look. Well, I am Catherine, hello, and I am going to be playing the part of Karen in Henry House, and I'm super excited. I got an email a couple of weeks ago saying that a slot had become available, would I like to apply? And I went, oh yes please. And then I found out that there were 12 people auditioning for the part of Karen. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so nervous. I've never been in this position before. So anyway, my day came, I got there, I could hear people in the room that I was about to go into. Oh, and my levels of anxiety were like up here, and I couldn't breathe. And I was like, oh, have a drink of water, breathe it out. And yes, I could feel my heart pulsing. And then I went in, and there must have been, I don't know, between 10 and 14 people there, lots of people. And I thought, all right, just, don't look at them, and do your thing. And I did my thing. And then I got a phone call saying, would I like to play the part of Karen? And I went, yes! And then I've just been doing the happy dance ever since. But anyway, let me tell you a bit about me. I'm Catherine. I live in Telford. I've done lots of things in stage and theatre, lots of groups in Shropshire, amateur groups in Shropshire, and done things from acting to directing. I've been doing the backstage stuff. I've been doing the lights and the sound. And I just love being part of that community. A group of people who are together doing something amazing. And I've just joined Rocking Horse Media and Henry House, and I'm so chuffed to be asked to play Karen. And I'm really looking forward to start filming, and I'll hope to see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, I love that.
Bless her.
That was awesome. That was fantastic.
Oh,
So there we go, guys.
that.
That's your new Karen.
Just wish we could talk to her about it now. That's my only regret.
They were really excited about it. Like, whoa, let's get over to the studio. Let's take a listen to this. We got some comments coming in. Eddie O'Keefe says, "Cat!" Pete Scoundrel says, "Best of luck, Catherine." That's Karen. Luke Allen says, "Every now and again, Telford produces hecking legends, and Kate is one of them." Just let you know that
Absolutely.
yeah. And Julie says, "Oh, well done, Catherine." And Abby says, "Well done, Catherine." And Zoe says, "Eek." And well, let's see what Catherine thinks herself. Introducing your new Karen in person. It's Kate. Ah! Hello.
Here she is.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How are you, Karen? You good?
Oh, yes, Karen. Yeah. I'm very well. Thank you very much for asking.
Thank you for joining the
Yeah.
show. I'm
Have
really
you
sorry,
settled
guys.
down now?
Oh, do you know, I'm still on a high. I'm still going, woo, woo. You know, I'm walking around at work and going, you're looking so happy. I'm like, am I? Oh, I wonder why. Woo, woo, woo. No, it's great.
Congratulations on winning the role. Obviously, it's not easy for you. It's not easy for the guys choosing between a dozen different women. You going against those women as well, and I know some of the ladies that were auditioning were very, very talented. So it's a huge achievement to have won this role. So congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's go into that audition process, because everybody that's won a role in this, I've kind of brought on and asked kind of similar questions, very similar to what I asked Orla when she won the role as Izzy, and Wesley when he got the role when we found out Wesley. That audition process sounds grueling. Was that hard for you? So many people in the room?
Yes, just getting there, and you could hear people talking, and you were waiting, and you just, I don't know, I could just feel my heart giving it some in my throat. You know, it was just, it's just like, this just felt really quite faint almost. It was, I've never done this. And then you go in and you're like, there's a whole line of people, and you're like, and a table in the middle and 2 chairs, and you're like, okay, I can do this. Of course I can. Just it was a bottle of water was definitely required. Maybe something stronger afterwards. Maybe something stronger before. Maybe, but
that's the trick. But Kate, I must say, because aren't you, when you're not acting, aren't you a dentist of some description? You work in a dentist or something?
I'm a hygienist.
A hygienist. Well, I must say, the fact that you felt really nervous coming to see me, I don't like the dentist, so I see that as like karma. Like, finally, you know, I'm sit out now, because I don't like going to see dental people. So, but you were fantastic. We
have no friends.
Well, I mean, like,
you do now.
I remember bumping into Catherine like like I was on my way. I think I was maybe getting like some fresh air or something. And we stood and we were talking for yonks. And then Gareth eventually came out and he was like, "Right, are we gonna do the audition?" I was like, "Oh yeah," and it was just like you didn't seem nervous at all. But it was I remember. Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
it's that
Yeah, you
swan
did seem
thing with
nervous.
feet underneath. That's good.
I've spoken to I always explain this. I've spoken to many actresses, like actors, writers, producers, creators over the years, and I talk about auditions. Auditions are really like, they sound to me like a really brutal process on your mental psyche. And I spoke to Orla about this as well. You know, that there are so many aspects we need to look at this. There's the preparation, you know, the night before. How do you prepare yourself for an audition like this? The doing of the audition, and then there's the bit when you sit in your car on your own afterwards, and you're like. And then there's the part when you actually get the role. There's so many aspects to this that just absolutely. How did you prepare for this?
I went on a lot of dog walks with my earphones in and with the lines that I recorded in my head. And I'm sure that people who are walking by me with my dog are going, "Who's she talking to? Is she talking to the dog?" Or when I was doing the little bit with the sort of cross bit, and I was going, and I think she's really mean to her dog. No, I was walking, with my headphones on, and then I've got a very kind husband who likes to read the lines back to me, which is great. He's really supportive. So without him, I'd be going but he really helps me. So that's
brilliant.
Fabulous.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's lovely. That's lovely. And your thoughts on the Rocking Horse crew as on the whole as a community? What are your vibes there?
Well, they seem a great bunch of people.
Remember what we told you to say, Catherine.
Remember the lines.
No, they've got their imaginations, their creativity is amazing, and I think they've got something really special here, and it's really nice to be asked to come and join them. So I'm really pleased.
On behalf of everybody, Kate, it's become a lot more special now we've got you involved. That's what I would say.
Kind. Thank you.
Julie's in the chat. She says the Rocking Horse auditions are the most thorough, grueling, and brilliant auditions I've ever done. Obviously, missing the husband to read in.
I think there's a compliment in there somewhere. One of those words is nice. I'll take the brilliant. But no, it is tough. And the reason for that character in particular, that me and Orla spoke in detail before these auditions. We planned out what scenes, how many scenes. You know, we even revamped the interview, didn't we, Orla? That was your idea, thinking, that we needed to sort of make sure there was a certain balance to it. But it is tough. But the thing is, the way we look at it is some of the subject matter we're going to have to cover with Karen. If we don't give you those scenes and push you now, then we don't know for sure that you're going to have it in you to go all the way when we need you to, when it's too late to change our mind. So there is a certain element of we've got to push people for a big part like that. And sometimes we do feel a bit harsh, I think. We sat there thinking, oh, this is cruel. But
there was times when I thought that 27-page opening scene, I thought, oh my God. I was like, people are going to come in and cry. But no one cried.
No.
At least.
Well, that's not quite true, is it, Orla? Do you wanna say, or shall I? It sounds better coming from you, probably.
Oh God. Well, Kate, everyone who auditioned for us was fabulous, and each brought something unique to the auditions. But ultimately, Kate, in one particular scene, there's a particular moment between Izzy and Karen. Very much a mother-daughter moment. And I was sat there and I was physically moved to tears within the scene, and I had to kind of switch Orla off properly and finish the scene. And it wasn't until afterwards I was sat in the chair and Gareth, we did the interview, and I'm not gonna lie, Kate, I can't remember much of your interview because I was trying really hard to keep it together. And I was sat there, and then Gareth started giving you feedback, and I was like, I'm a mess, and tears just started leaking, and I thought my makeup, we're halfway through the day. I was like, I can't. And honestly, it was, I was so emotional that afterwards, after you were emotional as well. You were crying in the scene as well, and I know that Zoe and one of our other actresses, the two of them were crying as well. And after the fact, we had about a 5-minute break after Kate's audition, and I had to phone my actual mum. I had to phone Shona because I was like, Mum, I miss you. Like, she's 300 miles away. I'm not seen her since Christmas. And it was just, but to me, that's kind of what sold it. Because I was like, if I'm feeling this now, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was, yeah.
We've been doing audition campaigns for 8 years, and obviously Orla's been a big part of the last few, but going right back to the beginning, and I've never known, and I'm not saying it's because she's on this interview and she's the latest one and everyone's talking about her at the moment, so it's not just a promotional tool. I genuinely mean this. Is I've never looked around and seen 3 of my most senior members of the cast and crew in actual tears, and I'm thinking, we're looking to cast for essentially Izzy's mum, and then the actress playing Izzy's mum feels the need to phone her actual mum at the end. And for me, I could have called it there and then. No disrespect to what came afterwards. Some good people came afterwards and still gave us a decision to make.
Yes.
But ultimately, at that point, I'm thinking, who's going to possibly top that? So
You can't write that. Like if someone wrote that, you'd go, yeah, well, okay. But
yeah.
I had to phone my mum. My mum was concerned. She was like, Orla, why are you phoning me? And I was like, well, we just had an audition. She was really good. It's like...
I always sit next to Orla at these auditions. It's me and her like running the show pretty much, because she's not just the lead actress, as everyone knows. She's executive producer. So we're sat there, we're passing these little notes to each other all the time. It's not because we're not paying attention. It's because we are paying attention, I promise. And we're like saying, how many scenes should we do? Would you like them? Do you not like them? You know, that sort of stuff. And I'm right next to it, and I'm turning to it, and I'm just watching this tear coming down. I'm looking again. I'm thinking, "Oh, are you all right?" And she's like, really quietly, just whispers to me, like, "I need to phone my mum." And I'm like, and I'm thinking, I want to be here for you, but I'm also really excited because I'm thinking that means this is a good thing. These are good tears. So I was like, yes. Yeah. And obviously, there was a chance to invite Shona too, who it's worth mentioning. Shona's also our hospital consultant for the show, and so it's very much. Orla's mum is very much involved in the business, which probably helps. When the phone call came, at least she had some context.
I gotta say though, sorry, that's a weird thing. We should never have a. You never need an excuse to call your mom. And in fact, after this podcast, I think we should all ring our moms and say we love her. That's it.
Yes.
You know? Good positive stuff. And in the comments, we've got some great comments coming in as well. Julie says it's all positive, Gareth. That's all.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Julie.
What she wrote here. And Luke Allen, of course, he's in the chat. He says we were all exhausted from sitting behind the table and telling people if we like their acting. I can't for the life of me imagine how exhausting and stressful it must have been to audition. Well done, all. And Zoe said she cried.
She did. Yeah.
Yes.
Gavin, our Wesley himself, is in the chat. He says, well done, Catherine. And Abby says, I think we were all very close to tears after your audition. And Rich Harris as well, he's in the chat. He says, well done, Mom.
Oh, look.
From Harvey. There you go.
Is he the one in Oxford Street?
Harvey.
Yes, he's in Oxford Street today. Yeah.
He knows his stuff. He's come to Oxford Street. He wants a better life. You see, he's come over this way.
I hope you've had your tetanus. That's all I'm saying. I'm joking. I love you, Oxford Street. I'm joking. I'm the biscuit guy, remember? How do you and Karen, how are you familiar as people? Is there something from the character that you picked up as a similar trait to yourself, Catherine?
Well, I'm a mum, so I've got that skill straight away. I also work in a caring environment already, so that kind of, yeah, I guess that's in me already. And I'm quite an emotional person. I can't watch Lassie without crying. So if I see something and then when I read it and it's emotional, I can feel it, and yeah, it's just
one thing I will say for that last scene we keep talking about, which we can't really talk about. Excuse Roxy in the back of my head. Every time
I love that cat.
Every time I've got an important Zoom call to do with Orla, we have lots of these meetings all the time. and we're chatting now, and I'm doing something serious, and then I know I've lost her because her eyes are over there because she's looking where the cat is. But it's all good. But anyway, what I was going to say, that really important, that last scene. We got to a point that we started to really like it when the actresses would go over to all of moves off to what's essentially a railing at one point, at the real emotional point, and all these actresses are getting up and they're going over to it and going into Kate's scene 5, which is really the scene that settles it. And I was thinking, she got this in the bag. She can do it. Scene 5, she'll knock it out the park, and it's a done deal. And then as scene 5 started, and she didn't get up. I'm thinking, what are you doing? Get up! Come on, this is yours to lose. Come on, get up and go over there and do the thing. And I have to say, the confidence in you to just you think, you know what, I'm going to just sit here, and the emotion in your face, you made Orla Jones come back over to you.
Well,
you controlled all
that. I was stood at the railing, and at first part, like the panel side of me was like, get up, what are you doing? But then obviously I was still in the scene, and I was like, actually, you know what? No, I want to go back over now. I want to go and sit next to her. And it was amazing.
It worked. You put so much energy and emotion, the tears in your eyes, because that crying on camera is such a difficult thing for any actor to do. But unless you're Orla, it seems. But she seems to be able to do it very easily now. But yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. And if you see just a glimmer, 1 or 2 Karens the day before looked really promising, and there was a little bit of that, but it was there for maybe 30 seconds here and there. With you, it was just all the way through. I was just like, there was so much strength in that you didn't need to get up. So
how did and like one of the other big scenes, and I know that Alex really enjoyed the Wesley auditions. And Gavin is just fantastic. And watching Kate and Gavin do that angry scene, I was like, it was like they hated each other, like proper lifelong arch nemesis kind of vibes.
Yeah.
And it was just that was amazing to watch, actually.
I'm so gutted that I couldn't make the auditions, and the reason being I couldn't make it, I need to explain, is that I could only make the one day. And if I was there, I'd have been taking scores, and it would have made the scores lopsided. So that's why I couldn't come at the weekend.
We're very professional. Look at us. So.
Yeah. The fact that you guys asked me to take scores in the first place is, I'm kind of like, oh, okay. You were great. You were great. And you were great. And I'll give you all 11.
But there was also another scene that Kate did. And I think Al's might have a picture of this somewhere. It's with the picture with Betty Carter, our new... brand new young Jess Andrews. That's it. This is it. And this moment here, and again, fantastic work by Bob.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Bob's ability to capture a moment is just. This is his first time working with us, by the way. He didn't have a clue who any of us were, and to capture that moment is special. So well done again,
no,
Bob.
He just came in and started taking pictures.
Yeah, that was it. I could be here forever. But and that one I love too. That's the scene 5 moment we're talking about. I'm gutted we can't tell everyone about that, but you've got a long way to wait, so we best not. That's about 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
Hate there.
Oh God, yeah,
like
the
my mother.
anger. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Getting in Wesley's grill there. That's what that is for the audio listeners that aren't seeing this. There's a picture.
What I will say, going back to that Betty moment, that scene's really important too, because obviously Jess doesn't come into it until a bit later on. 12-year-old Betty Carter, who's growing all the time. She's actually ahead of schedule at the moment and far too tall for my liking. But hey, we're working on it. The moment when she taps her on the head, to Kate probably it seems like nothing because she's a natural mother and that's what she thinks she would do. But you'd be surprised, we didn't see that anywhere else.
I had a visible reaction.
Yeah.
Like when she like patted Betty's head, I was like, oh my God.
Because I think the thing is,
I was like, that's a mom thing.
Yeah, we all get so excited by the Izzy and Karen stuff, the scene 5 stuff, because that's the obvious stuff. That's like the finale to the whole show 4 or 5 years from now. But the Jess relationship is so important as well. And for someone to get both perfect was like, we knew then, yeah, that has to be the one. So well done for being a mum. Or an auntie in this case, but still.
These pictures are fantastic, by the way. They really are. So, Bob, well done. Absolutely well done. I love this one. I do.
Keep an eye out on the Facebook page because we'll probably, I'm sure we'll be sharing them on the Facebook for promo and things. So keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Let's dive in the comments then before we get we talk about another aspect of what's we're going to be, which was revealed
Oh,
on
yes.
Rocking Horse as well.
Yes,
We've got Luke Allen. Oh, he's in the chat again. He says, also well done to everybody for finding the audition venue. NASA and I ended up lost in a farm en route. Luke, you're from Shropshire. Like,
yeah.
But what I will say, Luke was a great prop at that point because we were running the scene, the rehearsal scene, weren't we, Orla? And then
Yeah,
Izzy
so
got off.
yeah, it was mad. So like in the middle of the scene, so I had to pretend to answer the phone. And as I went to pick up my phone, it started buzzing really bad. I was like, what? And it was Luke phoning me. And I think everyone in the room was just stunned at the timing. But he was lost in a farm. I was like, that's not helpful.
Dean Raymond's in the chat. He says, looking forward to working together. And there is a picture here of you two together as well. Look there, look at that. Oh, he looks cute there. Dean.
Double trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And then what else have we got? Abby says, hi, Roxy. These comments were coming in a while ago. Luke, again, he's in the chat. He says, what was fascinating was when I realized that my annoyance that Kate didn't get up was actually my annoyance that Karen didn't. To get the visceral reaction from people who know the script is insane. So that's a huge compliment there. And Zoe says, I have explained that your audition was like watching telly. Oh my goodness, that picture.
Well, that's good because that's kind of what we're aiming for. So I'm glad that we're already hitting that. So,
and guess who's in the chat again? It's Luke Allen. He says, it's also worth noting that Kate's comedy timing is brilliant. As a comedy writer director, I can say that several actors overlooking the complexity of timing and rhythm, and Kate nailed it. So
is Luke going to cope with just going to monthly? I'm genuinely worried about him. You know, what's he going to do? What's he going to do?
I'll tell you what, Kate, you're going to get out of this podcast today, and you're going to be like, I am amazing. I've been told so.
I'm going to go back to work on Tuesday and go, yes.
I quit.
You know.
I'll sign autographs for you now.
I'm an actor.
Can you see my cheeks are blushing? I'm completely blushing here.
Mind you, to be fair, me and Orla do it all the time. We still love saying it, and it's not even a flex. Well, it is a little bit. When we're doing Izzy versus Jess, and later this summer with Henry House, so people ask like mates and stuff, oh, what are you doing? Oh, sorry, I'm on set. You know, it's one of them things. But
no, my housemates are already like, they were already like make fun. I'm like, oh, do you want to go to the cinema tonight? Sorry, I'm on set. And they're like, oh, you're on set. Too busy for us. You're on set. Like, well, guys.
Yeah.
Bob's in the chat. He says, thanks for the comments on the pictures. You all catch the light very well. Well, you haven't seen me yet, Bob. Wait till you get a picture of me. That's when the room darkens. Obviously, you didn't see the thousands I discarded. And Brenda Moorcroft is in the chat. It says, hi, with a lovely face. Right, all the pieces are being put together for this very large puzzle that is Henry House, and of course, there are new cast members being announced all the time. Now, Karen has got to have a mom, right? We need a mom for Karen, and of course, it's very natural for the guys to think, who could be Karen's mom? Well, how's about one of the most featured background actresses in the whole of British TV? Karen's mom has been announced this week, and it is the wonderful Ninette Finch. And here is a video by her. Enjoy.
Hello, I'm Ninette Finch. I'm a TV and film actress, and you may have seen me in things like Holby City, EastEnders, and of course Derek, where I played Annie. Recently, I've been working on Ted Lasso and The Great. I'm delighted to announce that I will be playing the role of Sally Atkinson in the upcoming care home drama Henry House. But to those who don't know who Sally Atkinson is, I'm Karen's estranged mother. But who is Karen going to be? I don't know either, to be honest. And she's my daughter. So, tune into the last in the series of the Horses and Biscuits podcast, with the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast and Rocking Horse Media this Sunday, live at 5 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook, and we can find out together. Having to tune into a podcast to find out who my own daughter is, honestly. I know Gareth told me they were estranged, but this is ridiculous.
The Shrewsbury Biscuit and Rock and Horse Media bringing families together. That's what podcasts do these days.
Yeah, she is such a scream. She's such a laugh. She's up for anything, isn't it? And and we cast her earlier this week, and then I said to her, I had a meeting with her, and I said, do you fancy like doing like a little bit to camera, you know, to sort of build up to Kate's announcement? And I sent her a little bit of a script, and she just next day I just get that, and I'm like thinking, brilliant. So yeah, hats off to her.
I can't wait to work with Nanette.
Yeah. Because I mean, this is what Henry House and Rock and Horse Media is always meant to be about. Is I spoke with Orla and Dean about it in particular over the weekend, and when me and Orla, she was in for a meeting. Well, lots of meetings in one day, wasn't it? I had a big day in the office earlier this week, and yes. One of the things that we've always said and wanted to stay true to is making sure that we never stop giving the big roles the main focal points to undiscovered actors who we back and think, you know what, I'm going to build a lot around you or everything around you because I believe in your ability, even if no one else knows who you are yet. That's obviously what we're doing with Orla in a big way. She's the star of it all, and then Betty coming through as well. Kate's got a massive role. Again, only been acting on film the last year or two. But then what's also important is to then bring in a blend of more experienced actors who have been there and done it all and give them roles which give them something to get their teeth into, something they still see value in, but they're there to support the undiscovered actors because quite frankly, they don't need the push as much. And getting that blend right, and we're so lucky that even now we continue to do that. Simon Fisher-Becker is another example of that. And he's supporting Kate, he's supporting Orla, and there's someone else who might be playing his brother. We can't talk about that yet because we're not quite there yet, but that's going to be another big announcement, hopefully. So, yeah, the blend we've got, we haven't gone back on our principles, even though we've seen a bit more success with the recent feature film. I love the fact that we're staying true to those values and making sure that the Dean Raymonds, the Orla Joneses, you know, the Catherine Harrises are still right at the top of the tree, and these other guys just slotting in nicely and supporting them. It's fantastic to see.
It's lovely to see, like, you know, we see it all the time with movie sets. I mean, a great example probably is Tom Holland. You know, he's working with like fully grown men from a young age, like Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Hemsworth and all these people, and seeing him integrating with people of a different age and they're all supporting each other, and you see them at Comic-Cons together, all these kind of things.
Yeah.
It's a similar thing with Rock and Horse, you know, people from different parts of their lives helping each other through. Maybe you have the young people helping the older people, or you may whatever it is. I said it from the beginning. This is a community that works together and is making something quite positive, and that's what's drawn me to, well, from the beginning, Reduce to Clear onto this. You know, this is going to be quite special, and you know, you are making waves, absolutely making waves. And in fact, to go back and think about Ninette, Luke is in the chat again. He says the improv with Ninette on Reduce to Clear Biscuits was the absolute highlight for me. Very exciting to work with her again after filming with her last August. She's quite possibly the funniest part of Reduce to Clear. Did I take part in that improv, or did I think I was producing that episode? I was backstage. I was like, right, let's do an improv, and I got them all to do improv while I don't think I took part. I think I may have come in. Something, I don't know, but she's fantastic. Go back on the Shrewsbury Biscuit and look at some of the older episodes of Reduced to Clear Biscuits, because you get lots of it. There's lots of information about Ninette. You get to find out amazing bits about her life. But we'll get together with her as well on this.
Yeah, we'll definitely bring on one of the monthly shows. What I was going to say about Ninette as well, it's worth mentioning that she's not just, everyone's going to think, oh, she was in Derek, so in a prominent way, so that's why you've got her, because she knows about care home TV projects, and it's far more than that, because she's actually got her own experience of care homes and how they run. Admittedly, it's from a few years ago now, but she's told me some really interesting ideas which we're going to put in as potential stories and stuff. Zoe Carr is in the chat today. Of course, Jess Andrews is real life mum, but she's far more than that. She's also our consultant from the care industry. So working in tandem with her, and obviously working with Orla in a big way on the story side of things, is that we will then take some of these accounts and probably bring some of them to life, because these are stories that need to be told, the good and the bad. And that's what the show's all about. We're not here to make care look great. We're not here to make it look awful. We're here to make it real, and we'll do a bit of both.
Well, today's been lovely. It really has. And, you know, so the next show we are going to move this monthly, just to give you guys the Rock and Horse team, enough time to get done what they need to get done. It's now festival season. I can reel off festivals that I'll be doing left, right, and centre around Shropshire, not just in around Shrewsbury. So I'll be here, there every weekend. I don't think I've got a weekend free now up until like end of June, possibly, maybe encroaching
I
into
feel
July.
that.
So yeah, there's so much going on. So the next show is going to be on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th of June.
5th of June. Okay, that sounds good.
5th
Orla,
of June.
we need to make sure. Well, I need to get a script to you, but yeah, that would help. But then
Yes, please.
once that bit's done, we better get some rehearsals done because we need to do some one-to-one Izzy stuff. So that by the time we come on that next show, we've actually got something to say. Better get some work done, haven't we? Better crack on.
Well, I mean, like, I was hoping that now that Kate's cast, we can maybe get some scripts.
Yes, absolutely. And I won't name names because I know she's an incredibly busy lady. But once I've got
it's Scarecrow Festival at home, so she's very busy right now.
Well, I wasn't gonna. You've now given away who it is. I wasn't gonna go there. So Shona, that's
it's
your daughter, not on me.
It's mum.
But yeah.
Luke added to that. He says, I need to stop letting Gareth steal people from me, but I won't because both them and Gareth's scripts are bloody brilliant and deserve to be paired. So there you go.
Mate, that means a lot. And I do steal from people all the time. And I'm even worse because I get the ones that I'm building things around on an exclusive contract so that he can't steal them back. So it's not even fair. So I've had Orla was in this week. We had a meeting with Kate, so that was fun. We had a big old chat. I was late to my own meeting in my own office, but we won't talk about that. And and we were chatting contracts, weren't we, as well? So we got lots of stuff done.
Amazing.
Lots of things in the pipeline.
Yes.
And just because we're not doing the podcasts every 2 weeks doesn't mean I can't pop down when you're recording or you're doing something or there's another edition or whatever, and come see you guys, because it'd be nice to meet you guys. And Kate definitely love to meet you in person and get to know you a bit better because that's what it's all about.
When we start doing these one-to-one rehearsals, we'll have to see if Al wants to come and join us for a day and see what we're up to.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Sounds great. And we'll definitely plan something like that. We'll make another vlog.
Yes.
We'll do that.
Yes. That was fun.
Right. Kate, would you like to, have you got like a social media presence where people maybe offer you roles or find out what you're up to? Is there anywhere people can follow you?
No, at the moment, not at the moment, not yet. That's the word I'm looking for. Not yet.
Yes, yes.
Henry House. That's how we follow you. Henry House.
Henry House.
Send all fan mail to Rocky North Media for now, and we'll pass it on.
PO box. Wow. Gareth, Rocky North, remind people where people can find Rocky North.
Where can they not find us these days? So Twitter thing, Luke, type it in the comments. You know better than me. So that's Twitter. Luke's going to type it in the comments right now. But as well as that, Rocking Horse Media on Facebook and Rocking_Horse_Media on Instagram. Or you can just drop us an email if you want to get involved. We've still got parts to cast for. We've still got crew to find. info@rockinghorsemedia.co.uk. Come along, get involved because this is growing into something even better by the week at the moment. So yeah, just come and join us.
I know you talk about this episode 5 and the scene 5, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's not episode 5. Blimey, that'd be a bit of a jump. But
scene 5, where you're like, oh yeah, this is really important. I've got a better ending for you. Let's go Doctor Who, right? There's a flash, and Karen is gone, and out through the smoke walks Keith. All right, guys.
Kate,
I'm just saying.
Kate, just so you're aware.
I can do a deep voice if you like, if you want.
There you go. That was Alex Whiteley impression. I love it.
Oh, class.
His own show.
She's even a better Keith than me. What's going on here?
I'll stop shaving for a week. It might be fine.
Orla, where can people find you?
People can find me on my Facebook, Orla Jones Performs. I'm usually tagged in Rocking Horse Media posts, and I also have Instagram. People can follow me on that. Orla L Jones Performs.
Amazing. You can find me on Instagram as that Biscuit guy. Give me a follow and whatever, you find out what I'm up to, because the reason I have two, one for the Shrewsbury Biscuit and one for that, is because I do a lot more than the Shrewsbury Biscuit. Whether I'm producing or I'm at a festival, I'm doing other things away from the Biscuit, because I do other shows, one of which has just died. We've killed it. We've repurposed it. It's the original Thorskin podcast. Thorskin podcast has gone now. Yusuk has gone now. We are going to repurpose it, rename it so that the SEO runs better and people can find us, because there have been a few issues. So we had an old podcast called Thorskin. We closed it. Podbean deleted all our content, but the name still exists on the internet. We reopened it, we'll just do this again. But when you tell Google to play an episode of Thorskin, it brought up the old episodes that don't work anymore. So we're like, so that's what's happening. So if you're wondering where my weekly live shows have gone on the Wednesday nights, they will be back soon. They'll just have a different name. And as well, the Shrewsbury Biscuit has a new home, because Podbean annoyed me so much by deleting my content. We moved everything to a thing called Captivate. Captivate are amazing. That means I can hold all of my podcasts in the same place as individual podcasts. They're fantastic. So we're not on Podbean anymore, but the RSS still works for iTunes, Spotify, and all the major podcast players. We're still on Alexa and all your home devices, so you can still listen to the Biscuit via there. So I hate doing all that bit. I need to. You can also visit us at the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast.co.uk. That's our website, made for us by our friends at Web Orchard. Our content is on there. There might take a bit of time for the new RSS feed to come through, but in generally, you can press play and the content will play on the website, and that's made for us by our friends at Web Orchard. Right, should we get out of here? It's been nearly an hour, guys. It's been an amazing show.
Bumper show. Nice way to end it all before we say goodbye for a while.
Yes, we'll see you guys next month on the 5th. And Kate, it's lovely to meet you. Congratulations.
And yourself, thank you.
Thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you for the comments. And we'll catch you next time. It's been Horses and Biscuits, guys. Have a great bank holiday weekend. Bye.
See you later, guys. Hooray.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.